Hey there, and welcome back. As we move into May, there's a lot going on. And if you're one of the over 70 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, whether it's retirement, SSDI, survivor benefits, spousal benefits, or SSI, this month could bring significant updates that directly impact your life. With longer days, warmer evenings, and another round of payments on the horizon, now is a great time to get organized. Whether you're managing a fixed income, budgeting ahead, or just keeping tabs on when your deposit hits, staying informed this May could make all the difference. It's also a critical month in the broader picture of Social Security, as the system is facing growing pressure from multiple angles. We're seeing major policy shifts, tech upgrades, enforcement crackdowns, and legal battles, all of which can offer long-awaited relief for some while potentially creating new challenges, delays, or confusion for others. Let's start by walking through the May 2025 Social Security payment schedule. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, your May payment should have already arrived on Thursday, May 1st. Now, if you receive both SSI and regular Social Security, or your Social Security benefits started before May 1997, your payment date is Friday, May 2nd. For everyone else whose benefits started after May 1997, the date depends on your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your payment will arrive on Wednesday, May 14th. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, you'll receive your payment on Wednesday, May 21st. And for those with birthdays from the 21st to the 31st, your payment is scheduled for Wednesday, May 28th. There's one more important thing for SSI recipients. Your June payment will come early on Friday, May 30th, since June 1st lands on a weekend. That means 2 SSI payments in May, one at the start of the month and another at the end for the upcoming month. If you're using direct deposit, you can usually expect your funds to be available early in the day, while paper checks may take longer depending on your local mail delivery. With the schedule out of the way, let's talk about what's changing behind the scenes, and there's a lot to cover. One of the most talked about changes is the Social Security Fairness Act, which finally repeals 2 controversial provisions: the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO. These rules had long reduced benefits for millions of public sector retirees like teachers, police officers, and firefighters who paid into a pension but also qualified for Social Security. Now that these provisions are gone, over $7.5 billion in back payments have already been issued to more than 1.1 million people, with the average lump sum around $6,610. And the good news? These increased monthly payments are continuing into May. If you think this might apply to you, make sure to double-check your deposit. But not all the changes are positive. A new policy around overpayments has sparked serious concern. As of March 27th, the Social Security Administration can now withhold 100% of your monthly check to recover an overpayment, even if it was their own mistake. That's a massive shift from the previous 10% cap that was in place during the pandemic. So, if you receive an overpayment notice, don't ignore it. You have the right to request a waiver, file an appeal, or arrange a repayment plan, but you need to act quickly because the timeline is tight and the consequences are serious. On top of that, changes to how you manage your direct deposit or verify your identity are now in effect. As of April 14th, you can no longer update your direct deposit over the phone. You'll need to log into your My Social Security account online or visit a local SSA office. This is part of the agency's fraud prevention effort after scammers were found rerouting benefits. There was a bit of confusion about applying for benefits over the phone, so let's clear that up too. The SSA had originally planned to eliminate phone-based identity verification, but after public outcry, that decision was scaled back. You can still apply for benefits by phone, but if your case is flagged for fraud risk, you may be asked to verify your identity in person. That's especially important for people with limited internet access or mobility challenges. The SSA has promised some flexibility, including exemptions for things like terminal illness or incarceration. But office closures and staff shortages are making access harder than ever. Now let's talk about modernization efforts led by the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, created under President Trump and headed by Elon Musk. DOGE is spearheading a full-scale overhaul of the SSA, including replacing outdated systems that still run on COBOL from the 1970s, cutting approximately 7,000 jobs, and closing more than 25 SSA offices nationwide. While the agency claims these changes will save $800 million a year and bring Social Security into the 21st century, critics warn that the process is moving too fast and that critical services could break down. One former SSA analyst put it best: "You don't replace the engine of a plane while it's flying." In fact, a federal judge recently stepped in and issued an injunction preventing DOGE staff from accessing private SSA data, citing violations of the Privacy Act. That court ruling has slowed, but not stopped, some of the reforms. Meanwhile, in April, President Trump signed a memo reaffirming that undocumented immigrants are not eligible for Social Security benefits. Although that's already the law, the memo directs the SSA to step up audits and tighten data verification, adding more pressure to an already strained system. And then there's inflation. While the 2.5% COLA increase from January is still in effect, many people say it's just not enough. Prices for food, gas, and rent are creeping up again, and for those living on fixed incomes, the gap is becoming harder to manage. It's a good idea to revisit your budget and make sure your benefits are still covering your basic needs. And here's a final update that's catching many people off guard. As of May 5th, student loan collections are resuming, including garnishments from Social Security benefits for borrowers in default. Senior advocacy groups are already pushing back, calling it unfair to penalize low-income retirees. But the administration insists it's about accountability. Regardless, the timing is drawing sharp criticism, and it's something to watch closely. So, what can you do this month to stay ahead? First, make sure your contact information and direct deposit details are up to date. Check your deposit schedule so you know what to expect and when. Keep an eye on your mail and email for any new notices or updates. And if you notice anything unusual, like a reduced payment or an account issue, don't wait. Take action right away. And if you've experienced any of the changes we talked about today, whether it's overpayment notices, delayed deposits, or identity verification problems, drop a comment below. Your story could really help someone else navigate a similar issue. And hey, if this video helped you, please take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with a friend or loved one who relies on Social Security. The more informed we are, the better prepared we'll all be. Thanks so much for being here. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll talk to you again soon.